Hi, and welcome to a very special Three Generations edition of Lakewood Vineyards Cook and Cork. Tonight, watch matriarch Chef Bev battle it out against her son, Chef Chris, and her grandson, Chef Ben, to see who will present the winning dish and take home the coveted golden spoon. Tonight's mystery ingredients included a whole duck from the Piggery, creamy feta cheese from Side Hill Acres, and spicy wasabi microgreens from Silver Fox Farms. The featured wine is naturally going to be Three Generations Riesling. This was a Riesling that was created with input from all of these chefs. Now judges, and that's you, if you haven't already voted for Chef Bev, which I know many of you have because I saw the comments before a single dish was cooked, please take your time to scroll through the short video clips and check out the photos of the chefs in action before voting for your best dish based on originality, the incorporation of the mystery ingredients, and presentation. Three Generations Riesling is a testament to how well these chefs work together. But tonight, the oven mitts are coming off because we believe a little bit of competition can be a delicious thing. Cheers and enjoy.
Welcome to Lakewood Vineyards Cook and Cork. This is the Three Generations edition where I, Chef Ben, will be competing with my dad, Chef Chris, and my grandmother, Chef Bev, to make 3 generations of competition here. So I think I've already got a little bit of a jump start on them because I'm drinking bubbly Candeo right from the can. And as we get into our bag here, I've got some interesting ingredients. I've got wasabi microgreens from Silver Fox Farms. I've got an entire duck, so that'll be interesting. And some feta cheese from Side Hill Acres, paired with our Three Generations Riesling for this challenge. So as I look at these, I start thinking Asian. Let's see what I've got in my pantry. So I think with my duck here and this Riesling, I'm gonna go for an Asian theme, something in the Japanese range here. I've got some portobello mushrooms and some scallions. I'm thinking with these udon noodles, I can do a nice broth here, which I can really speed along in the Instant Pot. And then I can do some duck breasts as well. And we'll pair that with the wasabi greens and feta to make a nice dressing with a little bit of sesame oil. We can put some wasabi in there as well and do kind of a Japanese cucumber salad on the side. So let's get to work. All right, to enliven this broth that's going to be made from the duck carcass, we're going to use a little bit of a reduction sauce of mirin, which is Japanese rice wine sauce, and some ponzu. Now ponzu is a delicious sauce to have with Riesling because it's kind of like a soy sauce, but it's seasoned with citrus, which obviously reminiscent of a lot of the flavors and aromas you get out of Riesling, which helps to cut through the saltiness as well. So we're gonna reduce this a little bit and make a sauce to go along with broth. All right, we're gonna finish this salad off here. Toss it with our feta wasabi dressing. Usually add a little bit of sesame seeds just for good measure here. Give that a toss. And then we'll plate that with our microgreens on top. Right, so we've got our udon noodles here. We're gonna put a little bit of this delicious broth that came from the duck with a little bit of ponzu sauce. We're gonna ladle that right over top of our noodles here. This is gonna be light but hearty at the same time, just like the Riesling. So I've taken a whole duck, wasabi microgreens, and some creamy feta, and I've made a couple Japanese-inspired dishes to go with this zippy Riesling here, our Three Generations. I wonder what the other 2 generations of stamps are doing. I'm not sure if my dad and my grandmother have managed to turn their ducks into geese yet, but here's to eating and drinking well. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Chris. And in Lakewood's 3rd installment of Cook and Cork, I am competing against my son Ben and my mother Beverly. Now, Beverly already has a whole bunch of votes and she hasn't even turned her stove on yet. I don't think this is fair. And I'm not all that worried about her at this point because I grew up and she had 2 dishes, meat and potatoes. Now Ben, I'm a little more concerned about because we raised him on cat food. He's probably learned how to cook since then. The ingredients in our mystery pack this time are wasabi microgreens, locally grown. We have a whole duck, feta cheese, local, and of course very local, Lakewood's 3 Generations Riesling. We're going to make a bed of greens, a nice salad dressing that's kind of tzatziki inspired with some different spices, and we're going to top the duck breast with roasted walnuts from our own tree and some honey from my own bees. Well, my first step, as you can see, is I've cut the breast out of the duck. We're going to save the legs and such for a confit we'll do later, but I don't have enough time for that. So, duck breast is a very rich meal. And I left the skin on because that's where a lot of the yumminess is. And I've scored them, and I put in just a little bit of olive oil that will help protect the duck from sticking until the fat is released from the skin. Sauteed the duck breast about 5 minutes on each side. Dumped out most of the oil, kept a little bit, threw the walnuts in with some honey, and sauteed them till it just starts to caramelize. Then a handful of grapes cut in half. This is going to go on top of the duck. Okay, so for the dressing, I've chopped up a shallot. I need a couple tablespoons of wine, a tablespoon or so of lemon juice, some olive oil, just guessing, some fresh herbs. Believe it or not, the oregano is from our herb garden out here, and some whole milk plain yogurt. And we'll adjust salt and pepper in a minute, but we'll throw in some cucumber and some feta cheese. So here it is all assembled. We have some greens in the middle, some organic greens, and then we surround it with a halo of the wasabi greens, which are a little spicier, some cucumber, and the tzatziki style dressing. We have our sauteed duck on top. Then the walnuts and the grapes that I finished in the duck fat. Oh, so good. And then just a little bit of lemon zest over the top. Now, 3 Generations Riesling is a dry, acidic wine. It tastes great with a lot of foods. Duck is usually served with some sweetness. So we were challenged to try to do some, not a typical pairing. So we incorporated a lot of acidic elements into this dish, what with the lemon and a little bit of wine in the dressing. And we're hoping that that ties in, especially with the little earthiness from the walnuts, will work really well with our 3 Generations Riesling. We really want your vote. Take a look at this.
Welcome to Cook and Cork. I'm Bev, and I'm going to win because Chris and Ben think I taught them everything I know about cooking, but I have some tricks up my sleeve. Today I am stuffing duck with oranges, lemon, onion, and garlic, roasted over root vegetables and wasabi greens. While the duck is roasting, I'm going to make the salad. I'm using wasabi microgreens mixed with baby greens, fresh radishes, and celery. Later I will add the mandarin oranges, black olives tossed in olive oil. To finish the salad, I will add the root vegetables and feta cheese. Very unique salad. I've completed my dish. Look out, Chris and Ben. I've sliced roast duck on a bed of baby and microgreens served with a sweet and sour orange sauce. It pairs wonderfully with 3 Generations Riesling. Cheers, and may the best chef win.